Yo! What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Lavon Cason, back at it again with another live stream. As you can see from the title, this has been a hot discussion topic in the gaming community. Is the Xbox Series S a last generation system, a next generation system, or, in between? Now, let's discuss this. Now, a lot of people think that the Series S is, a last gen system because of these reasons right here. Let's bring it up. Because of the RAM and memory bandwidth and stuff like that. So as you can see, that's a little bit better than, say, PS4 Pro. And it has 10 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM. So it does have GDDR6 RAM. The Xbox One X has, GDDR5. And it is, 12 gigs of that. So, yeah, this is what developers are really worried about, is the RAM and the RAM bandwidth and stuff like that. But honestly, we have got to be real when you really think about it. This box, the Series S, is eventually going to be just a 1080p machine. That is all it's going to be when you really think about it. It's just going to be a 1080p machine, or heck, I say dynamic 1080p or something like that. Because eventually, at some point, games are going to get more and more demanding. So, next gen, so devs might have to, use some next gen tricks, such as, make it dynamic and stuff like that. So that the Series S is pretty much a last generation system. Is because, hold on, let me bring it up here. Hold on, let me change the audio. Hold on to my end.
This is an S machine still, right? Which means this is for backwards compatibility purposes. This also means that you'll be playing the Xbox One/S versions of content, right? And I think this is something that maybe hadn't been considered by some folks.
Which they were right, pretty much.
In an Xbox One game, it's not going to be the Xbox One X version of the game. You're not.
Now, I did make a video on this topic. I did, and at that time I said it was speculation. But it has come out and say that it's pretty much true. It won't be running the, Xbox One X enhancements.
The 360.
It won't be running those.
Resolution, backwards compatibility, things like that.
I'm not sure that's been officially confirmed, but, basically, if you think it through rationally, there's no other way.
But if you play an Xbox One game on the Series S, then it'll get enhancements such as, faster loading times and, texture filtering and stuff like that. And faster loading times, I mean with the SSD. So as you can see here, this is the memory bandwidth of the Xbox One X. 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM. Memory bandwidth is 326 gigabytes per second. It has a hard drive, while the Series S has GDDR6 RAM, but it's split, as you can see here. 8 gigabytes, 224 gigabytes per second, 2 gigabytes, 56 gigabytes per second. So that right here is the memory bandwidth and stuff like that. But people, as you can see here, Borderlands 3, next gen features, 3, 4, split screen, 4K, 60 frames in single player. Free for current gen owners who own next gen consoles. The short answer, no. Good stream, everybody. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Pitch Black? What's up, brother? What's up, man? How's it been? How's it been? How's it been, man? How's it been? How's it been, everybody? How's it been? How's your day been, Pitch Black? My day's been going fine. My day has been going fine. But as you can see here, feature only available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. So yeah. Feature available only on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So the asterisk, as you can see here, the 4K and 60 frames per second will be only on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Oh, your day's been pretty hectic? Oh, okay. Oh, that sucks. And the 3 and 4 player split screen, that is going to be on the Series S. That is going to be on the PlayStation 5. That is going to be on the Series X. So as you can see here, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. So it's getting one of the next gen features. So it's getting that 3 to 4 player split screen at least. So yeah, it's not getting the 4K 60 frames per second. It's not getting that. But it's getting that 3 to 4 player split screen multiplayer though. It's getting that. So I don't know if I can agree per se that it's last generation. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can agree. I don't know if I can agree with that. I'm just being honest, people. I'm just being honest. But, you know, developers have come out and spoken that they might have, you know, development issues, especially with RAM and stuff like that being only 10 gigabytes, but really only about like 8 gigs up to 7.5 gigs, you know, will be usable. So, yeah, I don't know if I could say definitively that the Series S is the last generation system. I don't know if I myself can say that. I don't know if I can. Because of stuff like this right here. It's not getting the 4K 60 frames per second in the single player mode, but it's getting that 3 and 4 player split screen multiplayer. The Series S is, so I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. They told them dudes, nah, the Series S don't get this. Yeah. No, it ain't getting the 4K 60, no. I mean, Sony exclusives when the developers tired of the weaker SKU. Interesting. Interesting, Pitch Black, interesting. So, here's the thing, right? People have been saying that it's last generation. People have been saying that it is next generation. So this is people like Post Up. And people have been saying, you know, the people that have been saying that it's last generation, such as, you know, King Thrash and, you know, other people like that. Where do I stand? Where does Lavon Cason stand on this topic? Where does he stand? Where does the brother stand? Does he think it is last generation? Does he think it is next generation? What does brother Lavon thinks about the Xbox Series S? Which one is it? Well, I'm going to say this. I am going to say this. It is in between. That is the true answer. That is the honest answer here. It's in between. Does anybody remember the Wii U? Anybody remember the Wii U? That is what this Xbox Series S is giving me. It's giving me Wii U vibes. You know, it was in the middle. It wasn't exactly last gen, but it wasn't exactly next gen. The Series S is right here. It's not last gen. It's not as good as next gen. It's right here. It's here. That's where the Series S lies on, pretty much, when you really think about it. It lies on right here, in the middle. Not last gen, not next gen, but right here. Because of, like I mentioned, Borderlands 3. It's getting the split screen, but the single player, it won't be 4K 60 frames per second. It won't be that. And also, too, it won't run the Xbox Series, not the Xbox Series X, the Xbox One X enhancements on, the Xbox One games. They'll provide their own enhancements, sure, like faster loading times and texture filtering and stuff like that. So it will provide its own enhancements and stuff like that. So say if Xbox One game was dynamic resolution, so it'll probably run the game at like 1080p and stuff like that. So there's gonna be, some enhancements on the Xbox Series S when it comes to playing, Xbox One games and stuff like that. There's gonna be some enhancements. But as you can see here, it's using a Zen 2 CPU, 3.6 GHz, AMD RDNA 2 GPU, 20 compute units, 4 teraflops, 10 gigabytes of RAM, not 16, 10 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM, 1440, 60 frames per second, NVMe SSD, that is 512 gigabytes, 1 terabyte expansion card. So, pretty much when you really think about it, it's really in the middle. It's better than last gen, yes. Yes, my brothers and sisters, it's better than last gen. Don't get me wrong, it's better. But it's not as good as, say, PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. But I got another thing that I must bring out. The medium. The medium. Let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. Okay. So as you can see here, the platforms, what does that say right there? Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC. You don't see an Xbox Series S on the platform support. You don't see that. You just see Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC. That is all you pretty much see as far as the medium. You can only get the game on the Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC. You can't get this game on Xbox Series S, Xbox One X, and Xbox One S. You can't get the games on any of those platforms. You can only get it on the Series X and the PC. That is all you can pretty much get it on. Is these two platforms right here. That is all you can get it on when you really think about it. You can only get it on those platforms. But another question that we must ask ourselves, I do like the fact that Microsoft is providing, options, here's a budget option and say, a high tier option. And it makes you wonder, why did they name Xbox Series of systems? You hate how all Xbox games are going to PC. Why Xbox Series? Why did they name it like that? If it was only one console, you would think that it would be named something else. Wouldn't you think that? Wouldn't you think that it would be named something else if it was just one console? Because that Series V and D card is coming. I don't know if that Series V is real. If it is real, then, rumor it's supposed to be more powerful than the Series S, but not as powerful as the Series X. I also heard that it could be the digital version of the Xbox Series X. Microsoft always had weird names, though. Yeah. But we gotta ask ourselves that question. Why did they name it Xbox Series of consoles? You would think if it was only one console, it would be named something else. I'm just saying. There's a reason why they named it Xbox Series of consoles. There is a reason why. Because Microsoft is treating gaming like cell phones. You know how iPhone, iPhone 11, as you can see here, this is the iPhone 11. But they also have an iPhone 11 Pro and an iPhone 11 Pro Max. That is how I see the Xbox Series of consoles. You got your high-end model. You got your budget model, which is the Series S. And wherever this, middle model be, maybe it could be a digital Xbox Series X or that Xbox Series V or something like that. Or heck, they might even offer an Xbox Series C, which could be an Xbox streaming device that uses xCloud. So, I like to think the series of consoles, the Xbox series of consoles, as Microsoft's way of bringing the cell phone model into gaming. Having options. Having the high-end model, the mid-range model, and the low-end model. That is how I see Microsoft is doing Xbox LGBTQ. Xbox Alphabet Community. Xbox Alphabet Community, bro. So, yeah. That is what I see Microsoft doing, is the cell phone model into gaming. That is how I see it. I'm getting the Series S. I'm also getting that PlayStation 5 as well, so don't think I'm going to be missing out on that PS5 greatness. It's not going to be this year, but probably next year. I'll be joining that PS5 master race. Next year. Probably next year. I will be joining that PS5 master race. But for now, I'll probably get that Series S. use it as a stop-gap system. Because, as you can see here, look at the media. Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC. So, there could be a possibility to where they might not just mess with the Series S at all. They might just do it like this, Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC. Pre-order it now. Only on those two platforms. But if the Xbox Series S sells well, then I could see it, maybe getting more support. I could see it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this Series S does. What's up, Uncompetitive? What's up, brother? What is up? What's up, bro? How's it been? How's your day been, man? How's your day? How is your day? We're talking about whether or not the Xbox Series S, is it a next-gen console or a last-gen console? To me, it's in the middle. It's in between. It's better than last generation, but not exactly as good as, say, the next generation. Oh, you're eating chocolate cake? Cool. That's pretty cool. Not as good as next gen, but better than last gen. That is how I see the Series S. Right here, in the middle. That is how I see it. So what do you think of competitive? Is it a last generation system or a next generation system? If it do get more next gen games, I'm going to tell you guys this much. It's going to be probably running the games, a little bit below 1080p. Or maybe just up to 1080p. The real test is going to be in 2023. That is going to be the real test of the Series S. That is going to be the real test of the Series S future. Because at that point, developers have stopped supporting the last generation of consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4. So, by 2023, it's going to be the real test. Whether or not these developers are going to really back the Series S, or just say, you know what, we're just going to deal with the Series X and the PS5 and the PC. That is going to be the real test. Because as of right now, the Series S looks good. It does look good. It'll probably get The Witcher 3 remastered. It'll probably get that. The one that's coming on the Xbox Series X and the PS5, it'll get that as well. I was a bit thrown off when I read this Xbox Series S had RAM that ran at a speed of 56 gigs, which is slower than the Xbox One S. However, I thought about it and decided that it didn't really matter, as the RAM is reserved for the OS and UI, which could be better optimized in the 9th gen anyway. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But 2023 is going to be the real turning point. As Xbox Series X runs Hellblade 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Forza Motorsport, all 9th gen exclusive, it is 9th gen. But, uncompetitive. But, I'm going to show you this though. You see the medium? You see the medium? Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PCs. Where's the Series S? Where is it? Where is the Series S? Where is it? Where is the Series S? I don't see it. The medium, you can only pre-order the medium on Xbox Series X and Windows 10 platforms. That's all you can pre-order on. That is interesting. Well, I didn't want to play that anyway. Your logic is flawed. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch did get Witcher 3, but... And it got the Outer Worlds, believe it or not, it did. But it looks ugly. Now, I was watching Sid Humor's stream. He was watching about the, load times, comparison of the Xbox Series S and the Xbox One S. And yes, it is faster than the Xbox One S. The Series S is faster than the One S. When it comes to loading games, current gen games, that was the one used as an example, the Outer Worlds. But it loaded it faster than the One S. It got there by 12 seconds, while the One S got to the gameplay in about, say, 56 seconds or something like that. But here's what's interesting. So the One X took about 34 seconds. And the Nintendo Switch version took about a minute to load into gameplay. So, in that case, the Series S, as far as loading games, loading current gen games, it is faster than the One X. Because the One X took about 34 seconds to load into gameplay, while the Series S took about, say, 12 seconds to load into gameplay. So, yeah, it is faster, as far as game loading speeds, loading a current generation game. It is faster, so... Yeah, it is faster. When you really think about it, if anything. So, yeah, pretty much the Xbox Series S is in the middle. That is the honest answer. That is the truth. I'm gonna be right back, okay? That's the truth. It's in the middle. It's better than last generation. Don't get me wrong. It's better than the last generation because you see stuff. Let me bring it up here again. Let me bring it up. Borderlands. Borderlands 3. Let's bring it up. The Borderlands 3 is getting, 4K 60 frames per second on the single player, but only on the PS4 and not the PS4, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. While the the split screen, the 3-4 player split screen, that is coming on the Series S, the Series X, and the PS5. So, it is getting one of those features, and I did hit the record button. Holy crap. I hit the record button by accident. Holy crap. But anyways, so, for Borderlands 3, it is getting one of those features. It's getting one of the next generation features, which is playing, 3 to 4 player split screen multiplayer. But it's not getting the single player mode in 4K 60 frames per second though. You won't be able to play it in 4K 60 frames per second on the Series S with Borderlands 3. You won't be able to do it. So, to me, it's honestly in the middle. It is in the middle when you really think about it, if anything. Better than last gen, but not as good as next gen. That is the truth. That is the most honest answer when you really think about it. You know, it'll probably get that GTA 5 Next Gen Edition. It'll probably get that as well. Just don't expect the game to run at 4K. It'll probably run at, 1080p or whatever. Or 1440p. But don't expect 4K on the Xbox Series S. Now, like I said, I'm going to get a Series S, use it as a stopgap console and maybe compare it to some games, such as, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and see how much better it is than the Xbox One X version. I'll probably get one. Just for the comparisons alone. Just to see whether or not it's better. As far as I can tell, the Xbox Series S has a maximum resolution of 1918 by 1440p. But think about it, people. Think about it. It's honestly in the middle. It's not last gen, but it's not as good as, say, the Xbox Series X. It's down in the middle. That is what the Series S is when you really think about it. It's down in the middle. The interesting comparisons is going to be Series S versus last generation. It needed to have 5 teraflops. To be 1440p. It'll probably, the Series S will probably run games at like 1080p. I'm just being honest with you guys. It'll probably run games at 1080p. When you really think about it. So, yeah, the real comparison is going to be the Series S versus the One X when it comes to these cross-generation games. That is going to be the real comparison. Not Series S versus PlayStation 5. I don't know why people are out there saying that the Series S performance will pretty much match the PlayStation 5, which I don't think that's going to be the case at all, honestly. I really don't think so. And I definitely don't think so that it won't match the Series X performance. I don't think so. I think it'll be, Series S versus last generation. Series S versus PS4 Pro. Series S versus Xbox One X. That is going to be the real comparisons. Not Series S versus, PS5. Series S versus last gen. Because, like I said, it's in the middle. Wait. Hold on. Let me bring up the specs again. CMNT able 3.4 gigahertz. Oh, let me bring up the PS5 specs. PS5 specs. Simultaneous multi-threading. Okay, so let's bring this up. Okay, there we go. Found it. Alright, so AMD Zen 2 base CPU with 8 cores at 3.5 gigahertz variable frequency. 16 gigabytes of RAM. The I/O, which has been pretty much praised by developers and all that other stuff. The SSD, 825 gigabytes SSD. So 3.6, 3.4, 3.5. Really, the PS5 is better when you think about it. Yeah, PS5 is better when you really think about it, if anything. Performance-wise, the PS5 is going to be obviously the better system. It's just going to be the better system. Nothing more, nothing less, guys. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Cyberpunk performs on, say, the Xbox Series S. It's going to be interesting to see how that performs on there, because the game is going to be cross-gen. You know, it's going to be released on the PS4, the Xbox One, One S, One X, and the PC. It's also going to have a next-gen update, you know, PS5, Xbox Series X, and then there's the Xbox Series S. Will it get the next-gen update, or it won't? Will it be a mixture? The Series S will perform better in that case. Yeah, that is true as well. That is true. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Xbox Series S gets. Will it get next-gen versions of games? Will it get just the last generation versions of games, you know, running better? Or will it just be a mixture, you know? It'll have next-gen ray tracing, but performs like last-gen. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how this Series S does and what it can do. It's going to be interesting to see how developers treat the Series S these, you know, first, I say, 3 years. It's going to be really interesting to see. But I will say this. The Series S is better than the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. I will say that. It is better than the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. It's a huge leap. Huge leap compared to the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. Huge leap. I can tell you that much. So, if you're updating from a base PS4 to an Xbox Series S, then yes. At that point, it would be considered a next generation console if you update it, if you're upgrading from the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. It's gonna seem like a next generation console, no doubt it's going to seem like that. I'm glad the SSD spec of the Series S is perpetually the same. It's pretty much, yeah, it is pretty much the same. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. This generation is gonna be fun, especially when it comes to the comparisons of the Series S and the last generation. Purportedly, never mind. Forget it. Purportedly the same. Let me read that again. I am glad that the SSD spec of the Series S is purportedly the same. Oh well. Purportedly. Whatever. Alright, any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Purportedly. What games am I hyped? Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The Gunk. I'm definitely hyped about. Yeah. What? PS4 greater than Xbox Series X? What? Maybe Doom Eternal. I'm interested in playing that on the Series S. Maybe GTA 5 on the Series S. I'm not gonna lie. GTA 5 on the Series S. I'm definitely hyped about that a little bit. What else am I hyped about? Let's see something. I'm definitely excited about Crash Bandicoot 4. What else? What the heck else? The Gods and Monsters game, I'm definitely excited about that as well. So yeah, those are a couple games that I'm excited about for the... Oh, your stream's lagging? Is it good now? Is it good? Can you guys hear me? I mentioned the Gunk. I mentioned the Gunk game or whatever. I didn't mention that. The Gunk. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. The Gunk. Coming exclusively to Xbox Series X, probably Series S, Xbox One, and Windows PC. So yeah, that's one of the exclusives that I'm excited about, if anything. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go. Need to say. So overall, the truth is, Xbox Series S is in the middle. It's better than last generation, but not as good as, say, the Xbox Series X. And why am I lagging? Why am I lagging? No. But anyways, Series S better than last gen. Not as good as PS5 or Xbox Series X. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.